Hi guys, thank you for coming to my video. Welcome to Charlene's World. I'm making this video today because in the last couple weeks I've had a lot of conversations with people, friends, family, colleagues, and the number one thing that they're complaining about is debt. We all have debt. As long as you're above 6 feet and from the ground and you're alive and kicking, we all gonna have debt. We're all gonna have different type of debt, but for the most part we all have debt. And so I wanted to share some insight with you, in case you don't, I don't know, something just happened to my car. In case you're not aware. So my motto is each one teach one. When I learn something, I like to share the information with others because I feel like sharing is caring. And I may know something that someone else may not know, and they could use that information for their situation. So years ago, 25, 30 years ago, I was in a situation where I had a mortgage, I had a car payment, I had 2 children. Actually, I had 3. I had 3 children. I worked at a very good job at a law firm, and I wanted out of my marriage. And I did not want to have to fight and divvy up any of the assets that we had. I wanted to end the debt. So what I wanted to do was go through a process so that we eliminate the debt, and then I was free to move forward with my divorce. And so that's what I did. Most people find themselves in debt when it comes to a mortgage, a personal loan, job loss. Maybe you have your elderly parents living with you. Maybe you have a special needs child. Those things can disrupt your household and disrupt your financials. And so most people talk about how to get out of debt. Either get a personal loan, get a loan from their mortgage, get a HELOC, maybe try debt consolidation. And so they try these different things, and sometimes they work, and sometimes for others it doesn't. And as a last resource, I typically, when people come to me and tell me about their situation, I typically run through those options, and then worst case scenario, I give them a last option. Prior to this last option, I typically tell them maybe you have some items that you can sell on eBay, go on Craigslist. I mean, you can sell just about anything, and if you have something worth selling, then I would do that and see if you can pay off some of those debts. Some people wait until income tax time. When they get their lump sum refund check, they'll take care of their debts then. So we have people doing many different things. But one thing that most people shy away from, don't even consider, is bankruptcy. So I know right now you're about, I'm not with it, I'm not interested. You might even want to just come off my video. But wait, okay? So my thing is, you don't know what you don't know. 25, 30 years ago, I didn't know a lot of different things. I was young. And I did debt consolidation, and that didn't work out well for me. And then I ended up doing a bankruptcy. So I've done them both. I even wrote a book about it. So the thing with me was, I didn't want any debt when I was going through my divorce. So I ended up talking him into doing it. We both got debts removed. He went his way, I went my way, filed for the divorce, and we were good. And that worked for me. However, for some people, they would have taken a different route. And that's fine. By all means, do what you got to do. But today, my focus is on educating people about bankruptcy. I've been a paralegal for over 25 years, and I've worked in my own business for the last 12. So, not as a paralegal, but as a legal document preparer. Most times, people think if you file bankruptcy, you're never going to get credit again. Wrong. If I file bankruptcy, I'll lose my house. Not true. If I file bankruptcy, they'll come get my car. Not true. If I file bankruptcy, I won't get debt, or people will know that I filed bankruptcy. And all those things are wrong. Wrong, incorrect, wrong information. So, I'm not a lawyer, and I want to disclose that really quickly. I'm not a lawyer, but I've done bankruptcy more than once, personally, and I have helped hundreds of people with theirs. So, I'm not talking from a legal standpoint. I'm talking from a personal, very personal viewpoint. Mostly everyone I know has done a bankruptcy. Not through me. Before I knew they even did a bankruptcy, they did a bankruptcy, and then I did my bankruptcy. And then I found out they did a bankruptcy. And I meet people all the time, and we'll get into talking, and they'll be quick to let me know that they filed bankruptcy. I'm like, oh, okay. So it's a hidden gem that people don't talk about. When you hear about it, they say it in a negative format, or negative text. To me, the myth about bankruptcy is also wrong. And I'm going to do a video with a friend of mine, or either my daughter, one of my daughters, and we'll do like a Q&A. So some of the questions that you may want to ask or want to know about, I'll be able to answer those questions, because my daughter's going to be the one asking me questions, and I'm going to answer. So she's asking questions that you guys would normally ask the lawyer, but she's asking me because I'm her mom and because I've been through the process more than once. So I can give you my experience and insight, and then you can base your opinion on that. But for now, I just wanted to talk about the bankruptcy part. No one knows you filed bankruptcy other than you and the person who filed the bankruptcy for you. You can buy a house 2 years after your bankruptcy discharge. Filing. Also, let me check on that, because the rules change quite frequently. But I know after 2 years of having a bankruptcy discharge and you have reestablished credit, you're able to sit in a bank and get a pre-qualification done for a mortgage loan. So that is correct. Not the day you file, but the day that you get discharged. They want to see a variation of credit, okay, for the house. So you'll reestablish credit again, but in that 2 year time frame, you should have a mixture of credit for you to qualify. You can immediately get a car financed as soon as, actually you can do it before the discharge. Before your bankruptcy is discharged, there are car dealerships that will send you, and I'm not talking about the mom and pop shops where you buy here, pay here for a car. I'm talking about a word up car dealership, okay? In your town, in your city. They will reach out to you, not all of them, but the few of them that work with the bankruptcy court. They know when you got your discharge. They will send you a letter in the mail, a flyer, inviting you to come on their lot to look for a car, and they'll put you in a brand new car, okay? Not a 10-year-old car, but a new car. I'm living proof of it. It has happened to me more than once. Credit cards, you'll get that. So if you're thinking about, oh, I'm filing bankruptcy, I don't want to file bankruptcy and give up all my credit cards because I had this one for 20 years and it's in good standing and I got $20,000 on it. You know what? If you're going to file bankruptcy, you can forget that. That's all going down the drain with the bankruptcy. You start fresh, okay? You can't ask the government to remove a credit card, to keep a credit card of $20,000 and wipe off $40,000 of debt, and you still get to use that credit card. That's called fraudulent. You have to report everything that you have in your name as far as debt. And whether it's a bank account, credit card, charge cards, whatever it is, it's going down in the bankruptcy petition. But the nice thing about it is it's a simple process. It's way easier than you think. And if you don't have a pot to piss in, and I say pot to piss in lightly, I don't mean that you're homeless and you live on the street. I'm talking about you live a regular job. You work a regular job, 9 to 5. You either you have kids or don't have kids. Either you have a car loan, you don't have a car loan. You have a mortgage, don't have a mortgage. It does not matter. You're an immigrant, you're not an immigrant. It doesn't matter. As long as you're 18 years old, you have debt, you could file bankruptcy. I know someone that filed bankruptcy and only had $5,000 in debt. $5,000. Okay? But it was something that they couldn't afford to pay. They didn't know when they would be able to take care of that. It was a hindrance at the time. They paid me. I prepared a petition, filed it. They got their bankruptcy discharge, and they're happy. Okay? I've helped people that had $250,000 in debt. And then turn around after they got their bankruptcy discharge from the court, we're on a cruise. So there's a lot of things about bankruptcy that people don't know about, and you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what to ask. You don't reach out to the right people, so therefore you have wrong information. And all of the people that reach out to me are basically referrals. I'm a simple person. I work a regular job, but then I do my business on the side. And when they call, I educate them about it. And I let them know that there's no pressure. Whenever you decide you want to, do the bankruptcy, let me know. If you go somewhere else, that's fine too. Again, each one teach one. Sharing is caring. I just want to give the information because I see that far too many times people of color, we're lacking the information or the education about certain things, and then we suffer, and mental illness starts to creep in. All these sicknesses in your body start to creep in. Fights and arguments with the family members, your spouse, because debt and finances is the biggest reasons why we have huge divorce rates. you know, you don't have enough money, it's a problem, right? Lose your car, lose your house, lose your spouse, right? So the video basically is just informing you of other options that are out there. You don't believe me? Get a free consultation from an attorney. Like, go to a Word Up bankruptcy attorney and get a free consultation. Ask your questions. You know, do your research on Google. I mean, you got YouTube University, you got Google. Like, you can chat GPT. I mean, for God's sake, chat GPT is free. Put in your scenario, what you're dealing with right now, how much income you have coming in monthly, you know, how much expenses are going out, how many family members in the household, you know, and let them know, you know, I want to be able to file a bankruptcy. Do you think that's possible? I mean, chat GPT is crazy. People use it for everything. So why not Google or chat GPT or YouTube, what is bankruptcy? You know, what is it good for? What are the pros and the cons? Now, I can tell you the pros and the cons for what I've been through. The pros are my credit score increased. It increased when I filed the bankruptcy. It increased again after my bankruptcy was discharged. My score jumped up some nice numbers. Also, I was able to get a finance vehicle with no money down like a week after my bankruptcy discharge. That's a pro. Another pro, I was able to get 2 credit cards. One for 300, no, one for 400, one for 500. And I'm steadily using and working that. I don't go under, I don't utilize more than 10% at any given time, and I pay off the balance. I don't make minimum monthly payments. But you could do whatever you like, but I'm doing those things. Also, a pro is that no one knows you filed bankruptcy but you and the attorney or the legal document preparer or me. That's all that knows you filed bankruptcy. What else? Those are the 3 or 4 pros that I have for you. Oh, and I could buy a house 2 years after, right? If I didn't file the bankruptcy, then I don't know how long it's going to take for me to take care of all my debt and maintain my monthly household expenses to be able to buy a house. But with the bankruptcy, I know I could buy a house 2 years after. As long as I continue paying on my credit cards, paying my car note, you know, making my payments on everything else, and don't overutilize the credit utilization, then I'm good. So why wouldn't I? Now, here's the cons. The cons. It stays on your credit report for 8 years. And this one I'm talking about is Chapter 7, not 13, 11, or all the other ones. I only do Chapter 7. Most people that call me live check to check. Yeah, they still get to go out to clubs and parties and weddings and vacations and all that, but they're living check to check. Those are my clients. Those we file Chapter 7. That means you're asking the court to remove all your debt. Right now, school loans can be a part of a bankruptcy, but there's another process to it you have to go through first, and then you can do your bankruptcy. I don't do the first part because I'm not an attorney. If I was an attorney, I could do the first portion of the situation with the school loans, and then I could then get you to doing the bankruptcy petition, which will allow you to include the student loans so that everything gets discharged. School loans, car loans, whatever you guys got, credit cards, personal loans, bank loans, whatever gets removed. Repo, garnishment, all that stuff gets removed. But as a paralegal, as a legal document preparer, I can't do those. So you would have to go to an attorney to do that. But then you can then do that with them and then turn around and go to someone like me and do the bankruptcy. The other con, the other con would be, shoot, that's about the only con I could think of that was a con for me, was that it's going to be on my credit report for 8 years. But get this. There are people out there that do credit repair, and they can remove a bankruptcy. So get this. You could do a bankruptcy with whomever you want. If you have student loans and you want to do the student loan part with an attorney, get that to the judge, can say, okay, you can include that with your bankruptcy when you file. Boom. Then go to someone to do your bankruptcy. Or if you think you can kill it on your own, do it on your own. But I wouldn't suggest that. But you could do it. And then when you're done with that, then reach out to the credit repair person. Not just anyone. Do your research. I have a few people up my sleeve that I would suggest, but it ain't about me, it's about you. So you do your research. You find someone you like, whether it's on YouTube or wherever, and then get them to remove the bankruptcy. Couple $100 to remove your bankruptcy, and it ain't got to be on there on your credit report for the next 8 years. It's golden. And you only paid the fee for the bankruptcy and the fee for the removal of the bankruptcy on your credit report. I mean, about $1,000 total, I guess, that you can. I would do it for, about $1,000. And you got your life back. Because if you don't have a bankruptcy on there, now you're not prone to waiting 2 years to get your mortgage. If you want to get a house in the next 6 months to a year, there's no bankruptcy listed. So it's just golden. But like I said, been there, done that. Been through a lot of clients, different scenarios, different stories. I could write a book. Actually, I am writing a book, but not on the bankruptcy. I'm writing a book on my own personal life, because I went through some things, and I believe it will definitely bless people who may be going through certain things. I went through a lot of different things. I'm writing a book, but I think a part of my story time on YouTube is going to be snippets of the book that I'm going to do. But anyway, that's it. I hope you got some information on bankruptcy. I hope you will follow me, like, share, and comment. I haven't done videos in 3 years. This is like my second video this year that I'm doing. So I'm trying to get myself back into doing it. And I talk fast. I'm from the West Indies. My parents were born in Trinidad. So I talk fast. I guess I could tell you this. I had a stroke some years ago. So my speech isn't as clear as it used to be. So you hear me say certain things. I might try to talk a little slower so you can hear it. But sometimes my pronunciation is off the chart. And I apologize. I apologize now in advance, because you may have to rewind to hear exactly what I said to know what I meant. I'll try to do the caption on here, and hopefully they can pick up the right words so that you can follow me. But, last thing I want to let you know is the bankruptcy. I'm not sure if I mentioned it. Is mentioned in the Bible in Deuteronomy chapter 15. If you read the first couple of verses, you will see that bankruptcy was created by God. God didn't want to see his people stressing out and owing people money. So every 7 years, he decreed that everyone were to release anyone who owed them money. And that's kind of like where the bankruptcy came from. So I just wanted to let you know that, in case I didn't say that before, that if you're a Christian, you believe in God, this is something that should hit you in the core. If you're going through something right now and it's financial and your back is up against the wall and you need a way out, I'm telling you, This is the way out. It doesn't get any better than this. And I know what I'm talking about. I am 53 years old. I know what I'm talking about. Been through it with many people. And it was the best thing that has happened to me. So I'm not stressing out. I'm not, I'm cool. I'm good. And I want you to be good. So until next time, thanks for staying with me till this time. It's wow, almost a half an hour on here. I didn't want to go that long, but I'm glad that you stayed with me during this time. And I'll see you soon. Okay? All right. Take care. Bye.